This is the Alpicool C15, which has a 15-liter capacity inside. You can also purchase a C20, which just has a bigger lid that bumps the lid up a bit. The external size is about 45 liters, maybe 47 if you count these little handles. It can be powered by 12-volt DC or 24-volt DC, and it comes with a universal switching power supply that goes from about 110 to 240 volts, 50-60 hertz. It has a USB outlet for charging devices. This USB outlet is powered anytime there's power coming into it, even if the top display in the compressor is turned off. I don't know if that respects the low power, low voltage battery shutoff or not. I've charged devices at 1 amp and 5 volts on that. It might be able to provide more than 1 amp. That's all I was using on my device. So I have a separate video that tells how to use the control panel. I'll link to that. It is a compressor-based refrigerator freezer, so this whole section over here contains the compressor. When it turned on, it's not too noisy all in all. It has a small fan and it has a compressor. Now, I've seen it take as much as 50 watts of power, and when it was taking 50 watts of power, the compressor was vibrating a little bit. I've also seen it take 40 watts or 30 watts of power while the compressor is running. At the end of the video, I'll do some 24-hour runtime tests to show you, the total power usage, but it's pretty reasonable for a small refrigerator type system. It's certainly much more efficient than a thermoelectric cooler. I have seen it get down to at least -10 degrees centigrade inside. The temperature said -20. That's probably the temperature on the evaporative cooling loop, the evaporator loop inside. But I've measured down to like -10, -12 inside. It'll definitely freeze water. I have a little almost 2-pound bag of water, about 0.8 kilograms, and it freezes this in 12 hours. So if you put something that's in it that's already frozen, it'll certainly keep it frozen. If you put 4 12-ounce cans of soda in, it'll get them down to a 3 or 4 degrees centigrade in about 5 hours or so. So it can bring things down to temperature, it can keep them down at temperature. It works pretty well. Construction-wise, it feels a little cheap. I paid $145 for it. It's normally I've seen for $170. It's kind of a roto-molded lid. It has a foam gasket and a little lip that fits into that. It seems to do a pretty good job sealing. You really need 2 hands opening it if you're from the front. If you're in the back, you can kind of torque it up with 1 arm. All in all, I've been pretty happy for the price. I had one issue, which was when it arrived from shipping, there was some plastic broken off right here, and that plastic that's broken off doesn't appear to affect the operation, with the possible exception that sometimes when it's running at high power, I get a rattle from this area. Hear the vibration, so maybe that compressor's working a little bit harder now. When I push against it, the vibration will stop. It might be due to this damage. If I push down, also the vibration stops. And if I push in on this plastic, it goes away. If I push down here, it goes away. So it might be that this broken plastic here also messed something up slightly there, so there's a little bit of a vibration rattle. It doesn't affect the cooling, but that damage in the shipping snapped a little bit off and might be the reason for that rattle. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with the unit, especially I got it for $145, I've seen it for $170. It's a pretty good unit for that price. I just turned this guy on. I've set it to be going to 0 degrees centigrade and hold that. It's in maximum mode. We're going to run it for 24 hours and see how much power it takes. Alright, it's been running for 24 hours and it's used 300 watt hours, so that's somewhere between 12.5 to 13 watts continuous draw. Now I should point out the ambient temperature is 24 centigrade. I have this set to 0, which is actually a little bit colder than you want to use for refrigeration. This will actually freeze water inside. So if you're using it to refrigerate, you might get a slightly lower draw if you raise this temperature up to 3 or 4 degrees centigrade. Or if your exterior temperature is higher, it might use a little more power because it has a little more heat loss. Okay, I'm going to run it for another 24 hours but I'm going to run it on eco mode instead of high mode, and we'll see how much power it draws over 24 hours in eco mode. So we have 24 hours and 280 watt hours in eco mode. So just slightly less than in max mode, about 11.5 to 12 watt hours. Alright, I have set the temperature to 0 degrees centigrade, so that's the target temperature. It is 23 ambient. These guys here came from the floor, so they're, 21 or so. And I'm also going to put a small container of water to make temperature measurements easier. Alright, it's been running for 4.5 hours. It's used 90 watt hours over that time. Currently it's not running because it's down below the set point. And the interior temperature is quite cool, 34 Fahrenheit or 1 degree centigrade. Only way to tell for sure how much these guys have cooled off is to open it. Alright, and the water inside's 2.5 Fahrenheit or 36 centigrade, so certainly chilly enough to qualify as being refrigerated. This little Ego inverter has a maximum, absolute maximum of 150 watts. And it's been running this guy, it's ran it down to -3 centigrade. So this little fridge, through its battery adapter, never draws more than 150 watts.